time. It is for the highly most anticipated musical, the sequel to a musical that came out last year, Wicked for Good, directed by Jon M Chu, who has directed several and plenty of musicals before in the past. So this is starring, of course, Ariana Grande as Glinda, Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, and this time is pretty much presented in this. So now demonized as the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba lives in the exile of the Ozian forest, while Glinda resides at the palace in Emerald City, revealing that in the perks of fame and popularity. And as an angry mob rises against the Wicked Witch, she'll have to reunite with Glinda to transform herself and all of Oz for good. Going into this movie, I had really the one, maybe one or a couple big expectations for this film was either number one, was it gonna like come to a heading of like knowing Elphaba and her purpose and her calling, and of course when a lot of folks kind of had a question about the ending, and as well as myself, like, are they gonna follow that up? Was it gonna be or they just gonna leave that part on the cliffhanger? How was Glinda residing life, because she has a married life. She wants to be married at this point. Jonathan Bailey's also in here as Pharrell, and he plays a really good role in here as well, being the catalyst and kind of component, to both Glinda and Elphaba in here. And also, she wants to try to, settle down in Emerald City and want to try to rule and want to try to do her own thing, because she's pretty much the good. She's the light in the shining armor and that. And then Elphaba pretty much reside by the whole town in the Ozians, and pretty much in Emerald City. And inside that palace, they all reside of her as of course, renowned as the Wicked Witch of the West. And so people do not like her. People kind of really had a lot of questions, about her. Will she ever make her return to come back? And at the end of the day, she does end up coming back, only to try to see, Glinda, and now at the time her was going to be her fiance, but I'm not going to spoil that part about it in the movie. But towards the latter half of the film, you saw that wasn't obviously the case. The main thing that was Elphaba and her quest upon in the film was she was trying to reside and really prove, hey, what's going on? Was trying to reside and prove about the wizard played by Jeff Goldblum, his alternate ways. She basically was trying to prove her quest and prove her case on how the wizard pretty much was the Wizard of Oz was lying about his whole place and whole stake in the game, and really trying to become his really trying to lie. He ended up lying to the people of the Ozian city and the Emerald City and everything. Lied about he actually is helping people, but he actually is hurting no matter what. And she's trying to prove her case and her stake. And there are some things later on that I really did enjoy, and I'll get to that more or less in the spoiler part of this review. But just the casting performances I thought was really, really spectacular. From Ariana Grande as Glinda, of course, and Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. I thought their performances, their dynamic, their chemistry. You go to this movie to see them. Their chemistry was outstanding, as always. And Jonathan Bailey, his character performance as mainly the love interest, is very, very sensational. He gives a very commanding performance, and as both Elphaba and Glinda both give commanding performances as well. They really did a really good job. Would not be surprised if they be in Academy Award nods, because their performances was that dang good. Now a lot of people will ask me about the music, of course, because this is a musical, and the music in this film, Defying Gravity, was the main thing of why people love. Is one of the most memorable songs in the first Wicked movie. Like, Defying Gravity was really the thing that really hit. There were a couple of musical songs that played in here, especially I believe when Elphaba went back to the forest part in the film, and they did where she's where she was singing I think it was either the point of return, the point of no return. That part and that song was really really good. Um, and then of course I like the fact where you end up seeing Glinda and Elphaba both when they was going back and forth and they were saying and they were singing "Wicked for Good." Like that part, I thought those two musical notes were really the best parts about the film and really gave off, like I said before, the excellent chemistry between those two. But other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot of musical notes that I really and songs that I really remember that really that capsulated me and captivated me, and nothing nowhere near anything near close to the first film as far as the music goes. I felt like that was the thing that was lacking. Um, I felt the actual like storytelling and the concept was really good and interesting, but it felt like in the beginning, as far as the pacing, that was the biggest problem with this film. It started off a little bit too slow for me. Like in the beginning, like the first 30, 35, 40 minutes, it just started way too slow. Like before in the original, in the first film, and then even in the Wizard of Oz and even Oz and the Powerful, like those films didn't start off slow at all. It picked up like right where it was, like right where it was finna go. But I feel like in this one, it just started off a bit too slow, and I feel like it was some things that they were trying to catch up on audiences who did not see the previous movies, and they was trying to catch them up, especially the ones who did not watch the play nor the original film. They kind of was trying to catch them up and catch everybody up to speed. And I felt like in some instances it kind of was dragging along a bit. And then overall, I feel like that part started off a bit too slow. But once we get to that second and third act, when we get this angry mob, and then of course when we get towards the actual like setting and other characters in the Wizard of Oz form, like that was just insanely good. The Yellow Brick Road, like that part, like that was insanely good. That was really, really memorable. I really enjoyed that about this film. But definitely, if you guys are going to check it out, please check it out for those reasons alone. Those parts really make this film very enjoyable and very entertaining. I thought overall the pacing started off a bit slow, but it really picked up in the beginning. Now, the main negatives about this film, number one, is the other two casting choices, supporting characters. Mainly one supporting character that really bugged and annoyed me about this film is Marble, played by Michelle Yeoh. Her character, I didn't like her in the first Wicked movie, but she was horrible in this film. She was, in my opinion, one of the weakest characters throughout this film. She was absolutely annoying. Like she bugged on me, and I like Michelle Yeoh. I think she's a fantastic actress, but she did not. They could have picked a better spot for her in this film. Like she did not need to be in here at all. Like she kind of ruined a lot of like good, really good, serious moments. She felt a bit too serious and way too out of place for me. And as good as Jeff Goldblum is as a villain, certain points I didn't really find him as much believable. And that be the main thing I would say is those two. I didn't really find those two characters to be as believable as I would have thought. And in the first film, I could tolerate them, but in here, they were just annoying, and that really pretty much was the thing that drove me a little bit out of it at times. But it really kept me back in when Elphaba and Glinda was together, and they were like back and forth dialogue and exchange between those two. Those were really really good. And I really thought that Jonathan Bailey, when he's on screen, he really captured me and gave me some really good moments with his character. You really felt for him. You really felt for him and Elphaba even going together at one point in time in the film. So yeah, I would definitely say check this one out. So yeah, the big pros is our main three leads. They really did a great job. A couple of musical notes, really really good. And overall, I would say the second and third act really picked up the action, the cinematography, and the outstanding visuals really knocked out of the park. And the biggest major negative, I will say, is the supporting characters and the pacing. Those are the main things that I would say take away from it. So overall, my score for this film, I would give it a solid 3 out of 4 stars. I was in between 2.5 and 3, but I'm gonna give it a solid 3 because I think the music was good enough in spots. I feel like the main three leads kept this film engaging for me. I felt the visuals outstanding and beautiful to look at, and yeah, I really enjoyed that part about the film. So definitely go and check it out, and tell me what you think. Oh, and hey to everybody else in the chat room. Anthony, hey, what's going on? Bodango, hey, what's going on? Brittany, Besh, hey, what's going on? Thank you for coming in and seeing the page. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Wicked for good. 3 out of 4 stars. For me, I definitely had a decent time watching it. And tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down below. As I'll be heading out of here. I got another stream to do, so you're gonna be seeing more movie reviews, and especially tomorrow because I'm seeing Sarah's Oil. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, all right, I'm out. Peace.